Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Diego here in the Panhandle, Florida, with my beautiful wife, Karina, from beautiful Venezuela. Venezuela is in South America, north of Colombia, and Karina lived in Colombia for 6 years, and we dated years and years, and I was dating her in Bogota, Colombia. We ended up getting an apartment together in Bogota, Colombia, which was great because that way I had a place to stay down there. Plus, we had our house up here in Florida, so it was very easy for us to date each other, considering Colombia is just 2 plane rides away: Pensacola to Miami, Miami to Bogota, or Pensacola to Houston, Texas, Houston, Texas to Panama, Central America, sometimes on to Bogota, Colombia. And we dated for a long time. We got married on the beach here in Florida, January 14th, 2024. And Karina's waiting for a green card to get adjudicated. And April Flower is the first to check in. April Flower, hi Diego and Karina. What's going on, April? How is your day going? We hope everybody's doing well. If you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel. This is your YouTube channel to help you get your K-1 visa and your green card, or your spousal visa, or your tourist visa. This is your channel, okay? For you. We put it together for you. Karina's idea. And April Flower, it's all great. How are you guys? We're doing good, 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 good. Like Peanut and Jeff Dunham, right? We're good. Thanks, April. GLK Dog 01. Hi, Diego. I'm filling out my I-864, your affidavit of support. How much do I have to make in order to know if I qualify for the form? Well, how big's your family? And I'll tell you, I got to know how big is your family size. How many people are you going to be responsible for? GLK Dog, how many people are you responsible for? 2 is the minimum. I have 3 children. Okay, but how many people are you responsible for? What's your total family size? 3 children, your wife, and yourself. So that's 5 people, right? Is that your total family size? 5 people. Am I right? If it is, you got to make at least $46,000 a year. Your minimum income to qualify for the green card, your minimum income is $45,725. That's on the line. So you really want to make at least 50 grand a year. You want to be making at least 50 grand a year to qualify for a family of 5, okay? Even though USCIS says you got to make $45,725 for a family of 5 for a green card, that's 125% of the minimum income. My opinion, my advice is make at least 50 grand. So that way you don't get an RFE for a joint sponsor. Renika Kendall, good evening, Diego and Karina. Renika, what's going on? And Chris and Emma, yeah, of course, I'm at the finish line. Mine took 14 months to go to MVC process. Well, everybody's K-1 visa is different. Not everybody's going to get it quick. Some people get a long time. Some people get not such a long time. Everybody's K-1 visa is different, okay? They're not all the same. Everybody's got different stuff they got to look at. Immigration do a thorough investigation of the sponsor and of the beneficiary, okay? And it depends on how busy the embassy is too. If the embassy is busy, it takes a little bit longer to get the appointment scheduled for your for your K-1 visa. You know, it all depends on the embassy, and then the National Visa Center are kind of caught in the middle. The National Visa Centers in New Hampshire, when they receive the K-1 visa package from the USCIS Service Center, they look at it, and if they find any mistakes, they send it back to the USCIS. If they don't find any mistakes, they will send it to the embassy via DHL courier, but only if the embassy will accept the K-1 visa paperwork. If the embassy's busy, like Bogota, Colombia's busy, Ghana's busy, Bangkok, Thailand's kind of busy, the MVC will hold on to your K-1 visa package until the embassy will accept it. Let me see. Joanne, hello, Diego. Good evening. What's going on, Joanne? Chris and Emma, all these wars are beginning to start. It's going to take a little longer. There's wars. We got wars all going around. The world is not a very secure place right now, right? You got Russia invaded Ukraine. You got Palestinians and Israelis are fighting each other. You got political insurrections and political instability in Syria, in Lebanon, in Niger, in Sudan. I mean, it's the way of the world. When you don't have a strong president in the White House, then the rest of the world goes down the tubes, pretty much. But, we got an election coming up in November, and we will see what happens then. Let's see. Let's see what questions we got. April Flower. Can administrative processing be issued even if everything is completed? Well, no. If everything's completed, you won't get administrative processing. Administrative processing is if everything is not completed. That's what it is. GLK Dog 01, do you recommend that I pay the I-485 with a credit card? No, don't do that. Write a check. Don't use your credit card. Not that immigration won't take your credit card. When they go to process it, the problem comes up with the bank. Okay, there are banks that don't recognize the charge. If you fill out your credit card, if you give the immigration folks permission to take $1,440 out of your bank account using your credit card, okay, however, now remember, you got to do if you've got 3 kids and a wife, you've got to fill out 4 green card applications, right? Do you have 3 children on a K2? Did you bring 3 kids over on a K2 plus your new wife? That's 4 green card applications you got to fill out. That's 4 visa fees you got to pay. Okay. That's 4 affidavits of supports you got to fill out, 1 for each person. No, they're already American. Okay. So they're your kids. Okay. So how many people are you filling out green cards for? Just your wife? If it's just your wife, then you just fill out the I-864 and the 485 for your wife, if they're your kids. Okay, yeah, so you're just filling out 1 green card application. But you use a check, write a check. Don't use your credit card. It's not that you cannot pay it on your credit card. It's your bank. There are banks that keep denying they won't accept the charge. They don't recognize it. All of a sudden, there's a charge on your credit card for $1,400, and your bank's going to go, "What the heck is this?" They're going to put a temporary block on it, and they're going to either contact you, and then immigration can't get the money, right? So that puts your green card on a hold for a couple of weeks while you figure out the money. Write a check, fill the check out to U.S. Department of Homeland Security with no abbreviations. You fill out the check, U.S. Department of Homeland Security, no abbreviations, and you will have 0 problems paying for your green card for your wife. If you use a credit card, it's a 50-50 crapshoot in Las Vegas that the bank will approve the transaction. Annie per sword, because when filling it up, it says no appointment available. So when there's a date, that's when I will have the option to pay. That's right. That's correct. Some embassies will let you pay for your K1 visa before there's a slot available. Some embassies won't let you pay until there's a slot available. It all depends on the U.S. embassy or the consulate. GLK Dog 01. Okay, no, okay, thank you. Yeah, GLK Dog 01, please fill out a check. Okay, I could have paid for Karina's green card on my credit card, but I didn't do that. I filled out a check. And it's an and what happens with a check is USCIS will scan it electronically to the bank, and the bank will pay right away for your green card. It's like within 24 hours, okay, with a check. Don't use a credit card. Mr. Nahas, I'm filling out form I-485 and I-765. I'm stuck with question eligibility category part 2, 27. Well, let's unstuck you, man. We're gonna fix that right now. So you're having a tough time on part 2, number 27. Okay, part 2, number 27. What is your current immigration status? You just leave it NA. They put nothing in there. They know you hit 25A. You put an X in box 25A on page 3. You put an X in box 25A, page 3, that says you were inspected at the port of entry. Then underneath that, you're going to put K1. And then underneath that, you don't put anything. And then it asks you for your I-94 arrival departure record number. Then you put that in there. Then you put in the expiration date of your I-94. Okay? What is your current immigration status? You just leave it blank. They already know you're K1. So no, Diego, that's not what the question on update form. You asked me about form I-485. I'm stuck with question eligibility category. What page? What page number on form 485 do you need help with? Tell me the page number and I'll give you the answer. Let me see. I-765. I-765's got nothing to do with form 485. They're two totally separate forms. On form I-765, you didn't say that. You said form 485. Form I-765. Are you filling out the work authorization document? What are you trying to do? Let me see. On the I-765, let me see. What do we got? I-765. So that's your work authorization document, right? And your question is, I'm stuck with eligibility category number 227. So number 227 is your question. Eligibility category. Okay, that's easy. That's an easy answer. And I have made a video on that. If you watch my video on form I-765, watch my video on form I-765, and that gives you the answer to your eligibility category. Watch that video. Google Diego Ross form I-765. It's a very quick video. It will give you the answer on what goes in your eligibility category. Okay? It's not difficult. You've got this. You've got this. Watch that video. Okay? Take you 2 minutes and it'll give you the answer. I watch it. There you go. Yeah. If you watch the video, as soon as you know the answer to it, then you don't have to, as soon as you know the answer, then you don't have to keep watching the whole video. Just watch the video where you to the point where I give you the right answer to put in there. Okay? And then you're good to go. You don't have to watch the rest of the thing because you know how to fill the form out. Okay? Let me see. And Annie, you just got to keep looking for an appointment. Okay? Mr. Nahas, you got it? You watch that video. It takes you 2 minutes. You'll have the answer to the question, what is your eligibility category? Francois. Good evening, Diego and lovely Karina. Francois. Upstate New York, Francois. How's everything? Francois. Hey, thanks for those super chats, Francois, because we got some more Mountain Dew. So we're going to give Francois a Mountain Dew salute. Okay? Because she's keeping us in Karina in Hardy's breakfast and super chats. Mr. Nahas, I got it, buddy. Thanks a lot. You got the answer, right? Wasn't that good, right? Bam. This is the place to be, guys. If you need the answer to questions, this is the place to be. Let me see here. GLK Dog 01. It's obligated that my wife has to get a physical and vaccination on form 693. That's correct. That's the only form you can have a medical exam on. In the home country, like Karina, she had her medical exam in Bogota, Colombia on form 693. The doctor in Bogota, Colombia filled out form 693. When she got to the United States after we got married, we repeated the medical exam in Pensacola and the doctor filled out form 693 and signed off on her vaccination record. We put her medical exam in her green card application on form 693 in a sealed envelope. We're not going to get an RFE We're just waiting on our green card adjudication. There are lots of people who keep forgetting to include a medical exam in their green card application, and they're getting hit with RFEs like crazy, and it's slowing down their green card application when it's not necessary. Just repeat the exam. It was $175 for me. I don't know where it is, wherever you live. In California, it's probably triple the price, but you know, it's an investment in your family, and it speeds up your green card application. Okay, if you want to speed up your green card application, repeat the medical exam and include it in the package when you send it. T-Bone 1241. Hello, Diego and Karina. Hope you're having a great day. We're great. We had a kind of a good day. It was kind of lazy. I mean, I made a video about how to process a K1 visa interview at the embassy in Bangkok, Thailand, and I went over what the GSS was, because I think it was Bud, he didn't know what the GSS was. So I made a video basically for him and everybody else that needs to know about processing a visa interview in Bangkok, Thailand. I got every embassy covered, guys. Mr. Nahas, I got it. Okay, got it, buddy. Thanks a lot. Yeah, watch the video, Mr. Nahas. Google Diego Ross employment authorization document, form I-765. Watch that video. You'll have the answer to your eligibility category. Because of Jesus channel. Good morning, Diego and Karina. How are you doing? We're good. Finally, I got approved. Thanks so much, and God bless you and strengthen you. Approvals, Mountain Dew salute. A Mountain Dew salute goes to Because of Jesus channel. And now that's a YouTube channel, okay, guys? I think if it is, go ahead and support his channel and subscribe to it. Good job, Because of Jesus channel. Francois Livingston, no need to thank me. My fiance and I owe a world of thanks. I appreciate all of your support. Oh, I just knocked over this little. I think Karina bought this in Colombia. Look at that. Isn't that cool? I mean, man. Yeah, Karina bought it in Rakira, and I called it Rakura. Now, I can't pronounce it. It's Dracula, right?
Rakira.
Dracula.
Mm-hmm.
Not Rack. It's Dracula?
Rakira.
It's Dracula. I keep calling it Rack. We went to this town called Dracula, and Karina bought all these souvenirs. I love this one. And I liked it. I liked walking around the town. It was so beautiful. I mean, talk about relaxing. Let me see. Jail. Hey, Diego and Karina, good evening from the great state of New York City. The state of New York City is fantastic, but your government sucks. You got to get a new government. Question. Can I fill out the DS-160 for my beneficiary? What is the financial form that is required, and when do we submit it? You can fill out the DS-160 for your beneficiary, but you got to make sure that you put your name on the DS-160 as the person that assisted in putting it together. And then you put your beneficiary's name at the bottom of the DS-160, because that's going to be an electronic signature. And then you submit it to the embassy, but don't do that until the embassy is ready for you. Okay? Wait for the ready status. Depends on the embassy. Wait for the ready status. When you get the ready status, you can submit it. Okay? Now, DS stands for Department of State. There's no cost for the DS-160. It is a free form. It is totally free. So don't get confused with how somebody emailed me in the YouTube channel and said, "Well, how do I pay for the DS-160? I can't find the place to pay." You don't pay for the DS-160. It's totally zero free. You fill it out, you submit it to the embassy, and then you print the confirmation page. You got to bring the confirmation page of the DS-160 to your biometrics appointment. The question is, can I fill out the DS-160 for my beneficiary? Yes, you can. Make sure you put your name on it. And what is the financial form that is required? When do we submit it? The financial forms required for the embassy interview is the Declaration of Financial Support, Form I-134. The sponsor fills it out. The sponsor signs it and dates it in black ink. The beneficiary does not touch Form I-134 other than to take it from the sponsor's hand and carry it to the visa interview. Do not PDF, scan, or email the I-134 to your beneficiary. You must send it by FedEx, DHL, or UPS. They must get the original signed I-134. Now, you can scan your tax returns, your tax transcripts, your W-2s, 1099s, pay stubs, bank statements, a letter from your boss where you work, etc. Those can be scanned and emailed. But the I-134 has to be an original signed form. It's a legal document. Okay? So hopefully that answered your question. When do we submit it? When you get ready status or when the embassy tells you to in a packet 3, packet 4 email. 6-6. Hello, Diego. My interview is in 2 days. Woo, the scary visa interview is in 2 days. How about that? 2 days. Paris, France. Bonjour. Comment ça va? In Paris. Beautiful Paris. At what moment should I let them know that we have a joint sponsor? When you go to the visa interview, you bring the joint sponsor's I-134 and all of his or her financial documents, tax returns, tax transcripts, W-2s, 1099s, letters from the boss, bank statements, all the financial documents. If you have a joint sponsor, the joint sponsor has to fill out and sign an I-134 original for you, Mr. Beneficiary, Ms. Beneficiary. When you let them know you have a joint sponsor, when you go to the interview. Here's my joint sponsor's I-134. Here is his tax returns, W-2s. Here are the bank statements from my joint sponsor, etc., etc., etc. And the consular officer, or somebody will organize the documents before they go to the consular officer on a table. You get this big table, and somebody will organize the documents for you there, and then they present them to the consular officer. That's how it works. Mr. Nahas, the green card fee is now $1,440. That's right. You're absolutely 100% correct. And you also have to pay for the work permit, which is $265. It's not free. And if you want to get advanced parole, you got to pay $660, I think, for the advanced parole document. It's over $600. It's getting expensive to immigrate to the United States. Legally, Mr. Nahas trying to figure out fee for Form 765. It costs $265 for the employment authorization document. Plus it costs $1,440 for the green card and the biometrics. So you add $1,440. I think we can do that right here, right? What do we do that right here? $1,440 and $265. That's $1,705. Here's my advice to you, Mr. Nahas. Don't submit a work permit. Don't request an employment authorization document. Don't waste your money. Just apply for the green card. Save that $265. Don't spend it at immigration. Spend it in America on something that you want for yourself. Don't waste the money. Just wait for your green card. Fill out your paperwork, submit your green card application, and wait for your green card. Okay? That's my opinion. Don't waste your money on the employment authorization document. T-Bone 1241. My fiance has a biometric appointment at Bogota, May 2nd. Okay, the biometrics, right? What is the required documents she needs to bring to that appointment? Her passport and a DS-160. All I can see is the passport from what I've been researching. No, you're not gonna. You come here on this channel. You're gonna learn the right way to do this. The right way to do this. When she goes to her biometrics in Bogota, Colombia, she must bring her passport and her DS-160. The DS-160 must be put to the biographic page of her passport. So here's the passport, you close it on the DS-160 on the biographic page. The The interview person at the biometrics will then open up the passport, take out the DS-160, and process it in a computer. That's all she needs. It's easy. All right, but don't forget the DS-160. You will not be allowed to have your biometrics interview without the DS-160. And congratulations on getting this far, T-Bone 1241. Okay. 6-6, at what moment of the interview should I let him know my petitioner gave birth to our son last month? It's irrelevant. Your son is an American citizen, right? Is your son an American citizen? Gets a U.S. passport, right? It's irrelevant. The only thing that's relevant is your income has to meet the minimum income standards for when you file for the green card. Okay, 6-6. So the petitioner gave birth to your son last month. Was that in America or in a foreign country? If it was in a foreign country, then you got to register the birth at the embassy and get your son a passport so he can travel as a U.S. citizen. I need more information. Francois, Diego, how soon after taxes have been done you can request transcripts? It takes about 4 to 5 months. Okay. I filed my taxes in January and included my tax return in Karina's green card application, but I didn't include tax transcripts because it takes 4 months to get them. So, you know, and I just put a little note. I put a note with my tax return that said tax transcripts unavailable at this time. The IRS hasn't created it yet. Let me see. Ren S, is there a success story that achieved K1 from Accra, Ghana? Please let me know. Okay, I'll make a video about Accra, Ghana success rate for 2023. How about that? If any's passed a K1 interview at the Accra embassy, and if anybody's emailing Accra, Ghana via DHL, they have your documents within 5 days for each. I'll make a video about Ghana. T-Bone 1241. When I printed out the DS-160 confirmation page, the little space for the passport photo says photo will be taken at ASC. That happened to us too. Is it okay if the confirmation page does not have the passport photo on it? That's fine. Same thing happened to Karina. I uploaded a photo for Karina for her biometrics, okay, and the DS-160, and it printed out with her picture on it, and then the next one that uploaded came out without her picture on it. And she took the one for her biometrics without her photograph on the form, and it was no big deal. So relax. Harold A, why does my K1 visa say it's at the NVC? When will it move to the embassy in Bogota? Well, the embassy in Bogota is busy right now. But trust me, you're going to get a K1 visa appointment at the embassy in Bogota for your beneficiary. You just got to be a little patient. It's going to take maybe 4 to 6 weeks because they're busy. Okay? Just relax. If it's at the NVC, if the NVC hasn't shipped it to Bogota yet, the embassy in Bogota has asked the NVC to hold on to it until they get freed up, where they got time to do yours. But you're going to get a visa interview. You're going to get a ready status. You're going to get in transit. You're going to get a packet 3, packet 4 email from the U.S. Embassy in Bogota. They're very efficient. They're very good, and they do a fantastic job. The embassy in Bogota does a fantastic job. So Harold A, what you got to do is understand if it's at the NVC, that's where it's going to sit until Bogota gets unbusy. When they get unbusy, the NVC will then ship it to Bogota via DHL courier into El Dorado Airport. You're going to get it probably 4 to 6 weeks, okay? Give it another 4 to 6 weeks. Ro Figueroa, saludos Diego and Karina from Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico. My fiance says hi too. Well, hey, hello, hi. My fiance waiting and waiting and waiting. Yeah, waiting and waiting and waiting. It's a slow process. Mr. Najas, did Karina get her green card yet? Not yet. She filed for a green card, let me see, February 29th. and it's now March 22nd. It takes 4 to 5 months, so we probably won't get to see her green card adjudicated till probably late July. So we're just hanging out, waiting on it. July, early August at the latest. Let me see here. Make sure I don't miss anybody. Ajel, I received my email with instructions from the embassy in the Dominican Republic. Just need to do the DS-160 and then schedule the interview and the medical. Get it knocked out. Not a problem. Great news. 66. So your baby was born in Maryland. Your son was born in Maryland. So your son is a U.S. citizen. It's irrelevant with the K-1 visa interview. It's got nothing to do with the K-1 visa interview. It will be relevant when you apply for the green card, because your family size increased by 1, which means the minimum income that you must make went up by 1, whatever the dollar amount is for whatever your family size is. Okay? So if you're very close to the visa interview, it's irrelevant at the K-1 visa interview. Well, your son's not irrelevant. It is, the information is not relevant. Okay? But when your beneficiary gets to the United States and you file for the green card, you must include your son as a dependent to classify your family size. You got it? Ren S, I'm feeling very nervous as my fiance interview is on May 2nd, and today he received all my documents safe and sound. Ren S gets a Mountain Dew salute for getting her visa interview scheduled for her beneficiary in Ghana. And that was stressful enough, right? That was hard enough. But don't stress it. Just relax. You submitted a very powerful package of information. The embassy hasn't been so kind in K-1 interviews, so I'm very scared. I have 6.5 pounds of documents, yet I'm still scared. The only reason people get denied in Ghana is if the consular officer thinks that the relationship isn't real, or if they think that somebody got married before the K-1 visa process completed, things like that. The only thing you can do is just relax and just wait it out. Each and every document that's required, I put in my documents in email and mailed it. Yeah, you sent it by courier, and it made it to Ghana, right? It was great. Excellent work. Now you just got to wait for the consular folks to review it and then get the visa interview over with. And that's going to be what? Just in a couple of weeks. Everything's on track. Then the next step is to get the green card started. 6-6. How long did Karina's interview last? It was about, 15 minutes? 20 minutos to cita en Estados Unidos? It was about 15, 20 minutes. It was menos? 10 minutos? Yes? It was about 10 minutes, she said. It was 10 minutes and about 11 questions. So it was about a question per minute. They asked a question, she responded. They asked a question, they asked her 11 questions, and it was about 10 minutes. And she passed, and she got approved. The only thing we had to do was, what Karina had to get was her Interpol police certificate. So that held us up in Colombia for another 5 weeks. But we had a good time. We got to hang out with family for an extra month or so. Yeah, in Spanish. They asked her Karina's questions in Spanish. Karina doesn't speak English. So she would be looking there like, oh, dude, like me. If I couldn't understand, it was in Spanish. Okay, should I do it in French or English? The U.S. Embassy in Bogota, Colombia. You got 2 choices, Spanish or English. Which one you want? If you ask for French, they'll look at you cross-eyed because they don't speak French in Bogota. They speak Spanish or English at the embassy. Oh, in Paris. Okay, that's right. I'm sorry. What do you want to do it? Do you want to do it in French or do you want to do it in English? Do you speak as fluent English? Can you speak English fluently and understand English fluently? Do it in English. That gives you, brownie points with the consular officer. If you can score brownie points with the consular officer by answering questions in English, that's going to help you. That's going to help you. So I would, if you can speak English and understand questions in English, take your interview in English. And Paris is beautiful. Hang out. I went to Paris. I've been to Paris. I was in the Navy. I went to Marseille, France, and then I jumped on the bullet train from Marseille to Paris, and I got to hang out in Paris. I didn't go up the Eiffel Tower, but I did go to, let me see here. I just went to the Arc de Triomphe. I just took a bus tour around Paris. I didn't do anything other than hang out. And then I went into a McDonald's. I hadn't eaten McDonald's in for like forever. So I went into McDonald's in Paris, and they wanted like $50 for a hamburger in France. I said, "You're out of your mind." But I haven't had a hamburger from McDonald's in so long. I bought it. And that was back in 1992. Ren S. I don't know if I should cry out of fear that the interview or be relieved we finally don't have much more. Just be relaxed. It's almost over. Time to wait is almost over, Ren S. You're almost at the end of this nightmare. 66. Yes, my English is very good. Very good. Bonjour. My French is terrible. I took French in high school, and I got kicked out of my French class because I kept just not paying attention. They put me in this advanced math class. They thought that would be punishment. Actually, I enjoyed it. French was a very difficult language for me to learn. But I remember taking French in high school. It's a very interesting language. But if your English is very good, go ahead and take your interview in English. Ren S, 17 months it took just to get to the interview. Well, 17 months. It took Karina 19 or 20 months, 19 months. I even wrote a letter explaining my ring engagement tattoo. There you go. Renal, hi Diego. A friend of my wife got married, but now it seems her husband wants separation without filing her adjustment of status. He called the police on her and they took her passport. What can she do? Well, number one, the police cannot take somebody's passport unless they commit a felony. Okay? The United States Police Department has no authority to take somebody's passport. Only immigration can. ICE, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, can take a foreign national's passport, not the police. Number one, they have no authority. So a friend of my wife's got here. They got married. It seems her husband wants a separation without filing the adjustment of status. He can do that. He called the police on her. They took her passport. What can she do? Well, number one, if they got married, they need to get a divorce. Okay? He's going to probably file for divorce. He doesn't have to file for the green card. He's the sponsor. He's in control of the benefit. Okay? He's in control of it. So she's pretty much out of luck. But the police have to give her back her passport. And he needs to file for divorce. He needs to get divorced from her. Okay? If he doesn't want her here, if they don't, in the United States of America, if both parties don't have to agree to a divorce, only one party has to. Okay? Only one party has to agree. If the other party doesn't want to get a divorce, oh well, tough tootie. In the United States, that's the way it is. So what he needs to do is he's going to probably file for divorce to get his name taken off of her name legally, and then he doesn't have to file for the green card. I mean, she can if she wants to, but he has to sign the affidavit of support. She can file for her green card if she wants to. She's in America. She can file. They got married. She can file for the green card, but he doesn't have to sign the affidavit of support, which is the document that says he will take care of her. So she's pretty much up the creek without a paddle. The only thing she can really do is go back home. But the police need to give her back her passport. They can't take her passport from her. That's just not good. That's just not right. That's unconstitutional. You know, only Border Patrol, only the immigration can do that. The State Department. Only the State Department can take away somebody's passport, which is under the Border Patrol. What can she do? She needs to go back home. But first, she needs to get a divorce. All right, Rennes, I don't want a denial. You're not going to get one. Francois, do you think an interpreter will be provided if needed, or is that the beneficiary's responsibility? It's the beneficiary's responsibility to bring in an interpreter, not the embassy. My fiance's English is okay, but I don't feel it's good enough for an interview material. Then he needs to get an interpreter. Unless the embassy staff can speak his language. U.S. embassies around the world are staffed by Americans, and the ambassadors like to hire people that can speak the country of the person's language. Like the Americans at the consulate in Bogota can speak English and Spanish, right? Mm-hmm. They're Americans and they speak fluent Spanish and fluent English. If the U.S. embassy in Bogota didn't speak Spanish, if all they spoke was English, then I would have probably been the translator for Karina. Or I would have found somebody that can speak English and Spanish. Okay, but it depends on the embassy. Let me see. Ro Figueroa, NOA2, March 18th, 2024. Hey, Ro Figueroa, NOA2, March 18th. That's a super chat. No, it's not. It's a Mountain Dew salute. NOA2, hoping to get an interview in Bogota mid-July. What do you think? Gracias. Let me see here. NOA2, March, April, May, June, July. Yeah, it's a good possibility. What do you think? What do I think? Karina said she agrees. Rennes, do you think giving my fiance a picture of myself and dad when I was a baby to be great evidence? Yeah, that's good evidence. I also sent pics of my family to my fiance. Is that good evidence? That's fantastic. Even though my fiance never met my family, that's okay. It's all good. You're sharing your family. You're sharing private pictures with your family, with your beneficiary. It all helps. And let's see here. It looks good at the interview. My fiance, an old pic of my dad. Do you think it looks good? Sure. Francois, he's in Abu Dhabi, UAE. So is it going to be in Arabic? Does he speak Arabic? So the consular officers in Abu Dhabi, they speak Arabic pretty good and English. Okay. So in my opinion, I don't think he's going to need an interpreter. But if he can find one, get one as backup. Maybe bring one along as backup. And if he doesn't need an interpreter, then he can just wait outside and drink a Mountain Dew. But I would get one as a backup, but I don't think it's going to be required. 6-6, any advice for someone who got his interview in 2 days? I'm starting to stress a little bit. 6-6, you're in Paris, France. Paris, France is a friendly country with the United States. No political instability, no issues. So there's nothing to worry about. Dress business casual. Answer the questions. If you don't know the answer to a question, say, I don't know. Don't make up some story. If you don't know the answer, say, I don't know. Okay? It's not going to be a ding against you. Immigration is looking for honesty and integrity. If you don't understand a question, don't know the answer, say, I don't know, I'm sorry. And then wait for the next question. 2 days from now, you'll be over this. Dress business casual, relax, smile. If the immigration officer comes across as kind of like a hard butt, like a Marine Corps drill instructor, it's their job. But that's usually in countries like, if there's a high fraud, lots of fraud, immigration fraud. In France, there isn't. So you're good. Francois Livingston, he speaks Arabic, Dutch, French, English, and some Spanish. Wow. That's a lot. So Francois, you and your future husband can be chatting around the dinner table in all kinds of languages. If you get bored talking Arabic, you can talk French to each other, right? And keep it going so you can maintain your language skills by speaking. I would say he should have his interview in English. English is a big plus, okay? If you can speak English, it's a big plus at a visa interview, especially if you're in countries like UAE. Binay Mohammed. What's up, Binay Mohammed? Hello, Diego and Karina. My K1 application is an administrative process. It's been a month. I am from Iraq, and I have my interview in Qatar, March 19th. Do lawyers help this, or we just have to wait? Number one, you don't need a lawyer. A lawyer will take your money, but he won't speed up the process. The lawyer is going to just do what you're doing, and that is wait. All you can do is wait. Now, Binay, we look forward to getting you into America so you can start your life in the United States. We love our friends from Iraq, but the political situation in Iraq isn't fully stable, okay? So there's issues sometimes, political issues, that's out of your control, but 99.9%, in fact, I will say 100% of everybody from Iraq or Syria, those two countries will go into it, or will go into an administrative process automatically for further security checks. You got nothing to worry about. If I remember rightly, you worked for the United Nations doing something. You never served in the Iraqi military. You never worked for the Iraqi government. You had nothing to do with politics in Iraq, right? You're just a normal Iraqi going about your daily life, and now they're going to find that out, and then you'll get your visa. But it just takes time to do the extra security checks, okay? And Binay Mohammed, I believe you worked in the UN doing something with the United Nations. I can't remember, but you're good to go. Just wait it out. Now, if you served in the Iraqi military, I don't think you did, but if you did, you want to say that you didn't, you quit the Iraqi military because you didn't want to, fight or whatever. But I don't think you got any worries. There's no reason for you to hire an attorney to do this. Don't do that. It's a waste of money. Just wait it out. Shiku Dumbaya, Diego, please inform Ren S to transfer is filed to Sierra Leone today. Inform Renas. I went for my medical. My people are there from Ghana. I was surprised. Came to Sierra Leone for interview. Shiku, right. Please inform Renes to transfer her case to Sierra Leone. It's too late now. She's got her visa interview for her beneficiary in May, so she can't transfer it. Today I went for my medical. Good job, Shiku. Everything's moving along. And don't forget your daughter also needs a medical exam. Bud Garcia, hello, Diego and Karina from Washington State. Sorry, I am late. Bud, you're never late. This is your channel. When you show up, it's when you show up. Okay? We don't hold anybody to any time frame. I usually start 10 minutes to 6 and work and talk for about an hour and a half. When you get time, jump on the stream. It's your live stream. It's your channel, guys. Let me see. Joanne, Diego, do you have an RFE? No, we haven't got one. Not yet. We didn't get one for the K1. We didn't get one for the embassy. At the embassy, we had to get an Interpol police certificate. So I would say that's considered an RFE, but that it took 4 weeks. It wasn't a denial. The green card for Karina is still in process. We're just waiting. That's how it works. Ro Figueroa, Mountain Dew, salute. The camera's over here. I keep going over here. Mountain Dew, salute to Ro Figueroa for that fantastic super chat. Thank you, Ro. Gracias. De nada. Gracias para ti. Muchas gracias. We appreciate you, man. T-Bone, if my fiance is missing some vaccinations at the time of the medical appointment, is that an issue? No, it's not an issue. She can still get the vaccinations in the United States, correct? That's correct. If you don't have moved on by the embassy in the medical exam, don't worry about it. But you got to get them done for the green card. You won't get a green card without a full vaccination certificate signed off by a civil surgeon in the United States of America, authorized by the State Department. You got to get all your vaccinations done before you file the green card. Let me see. Okay, Karina's my administrative assistant here. She's telling me to go up. I don't know how to do that. How does that work? How does that page up? Okay. Now where do I start? Come on. Look at it. And look, we got another super chat here. Hold on a second. We got another super chat. And that is Francois Livingston. Walmart, here comes Diego and Karina from more Mountain Dew. I'm down to like the last few bottles, Francois. We drank, I guess because it's summertime almost, springtime. I mean, it's like more Mountain Dew for the springtime, right? Oh, now I just spilled it all over my shirt. Thank you, Francois, for that fantastic super chat. And I'm like a kid in the high school here. Let me see. So T-Bone, my fiance's missing some vaccinations. Don't worry about it. She can get them all done. She can get it completed in America, but you got to get a 693 re-signed and the vaccination documents re-signed by a civil surgeon in the United States, authorized by the State Department. Francois Renes, I just sent all the pictures that my fiance has shared with me about his family. Since we started our relationship, I thought it was a great idea to prove how strong the relationship is. Francois is good. It's perfect. Diego, Darija is Morocco's language. I'm trying to learn it, but it is so hard. Well, look, Francois, if you can't learn Darija, then I'm not even going to try looking at that language, okay? You can speak Arabic. I could never speak Arabic. I would love to learn, but it's so difficult. And if Darija is harder than Arabic, forget about it. I'm just sticking with Spanish and English. And I used to be able to speak Italian. I lived in Italy for 6 years. When I was in the Navy, I lived in Sicily and I lived in Sardinia for total of 6 years. So my Italian was pretty good. But for now, I couldn't remember. I can't remember any words in Italian because I really don't. I remember buongiorno. Buongiorno is about what I can remember. Buona fin de semana is like Spanish also. Francois, I couldn't understand. I won't even look at Darija then. If you can't learn it, then I'm not going to look at it. What do you mean, Shiku, Renes? What do you mean, Shiku? No, Renes, Shiku's trying to help you. Your visa interview is already scheduled for Ghana. You're good to go. Renes would make great proof. Shiku, Diego, I have done my medical today with my daughter in Sierra Leone. Hey, good. Freetown, get ready for my interview May 9th in Freetown. My daughter is ready as well, as they also do her medical too. And you were scared they wouldn't do her medical exam, right? Shiku, Mountain Dew salute. We're going to get your daughter to America. You were sweating that like no, I understand. Now she's 11 years old and you didn't want to leave her behind, right? You listened to me, you followed my advice, and now guess what? A salute to Shiku's 11-year-old daughter because she's coming to America. Isn't that good news? It is, everybody. What do you think, folks? 11-year-old kid going to start her life off in America, okay? That's the future of our country. The kids are the future of our country. Renes, because it shows you cared enough and trusted your fiance in sharing your past and family info. That's good. Shiku, I hope I bring my daughter Diego. Shiku, you're bringing your daughter to America. You're bringing her. Okay? She's coming with you. You listen to me, right? You filed the DS-160 for her. You resubmitted your DS-160 saying she's accompanying you. You got her medical done. You got your medical done. You got all your paperwork together. You got your interview. You're good to go. T-Bone. Man. T-Bone. I keep forgetting the camera. T-Bone, thank you for that super chat. Thank you. We appreciate you, man. T-Bone 1241. Ro Figueroa, we appreciate all your help as well. Estamos muy agradecidos. ¿Tú entiendes mi español?
Perfecto.
All right. Renes, I can't transfer my case now and I don't want the headache. That's exactly right. Benay Mohammed, I am an English teacher. I never worked in the military or never worked with the government. How long does it usually take, that process? It could take a month. Thank you so much for your helpful information. Wish you all the best. Wish you two the best. Benay Mohammed, you're an English teacher. You don't have any political affiliations. You never served in the Iraqi military. You just going about your day, teaching people English in beautiful Iraq, the beautiful country of Iraq, doing your day job. Give it a month or two, okay, to do their security check, and then you'll get your K1. You good. You've got this. Shiku, Diego, you missed my question. Okay, I didn't mean to do that, Shiku. Where is your question? Administrative assistant, please help me here. Shiku, I hope to bring my daughter Diego. Yes, she's coming. She's coming to America, but I don't see the question, Shiku. It didn't pop up in the live stream. Renes, it was a miracle. I swear I got this interview. I waited 3 months just to get it. It was a miracle. No, it was and it wasn't. Johnny, does Karina like to drink Mountain Dew?
Salud para todos.
No, toma, mi amor.
No?
Okay. Karina is demonstrating Mountain Dew on live TV to the whole world, because in Colombia you can't get this. Okay, you can't get Mountain Dew in Colombia, or I think in South America. And Benay, when you get to America, maybe you can get a job as an English teacher and teach people Arabic, right? Maybe you could do that. Get a job as a translator. Who knows? You could be working for the U.S. State Department as a translator. Renes, the Accra, Ghana embassy didn't tell me to transfer my case. Don't do that. Shiku, so I don't understand why. Don't, Renes. Shiku was trying to help you out. Shiku went to her visa, went to her medical exam, and there were people from Ghana in Sierra Leone. Okay, she's just trying to help you. She didn't probably realize that you've already scheduled your interview for your beneficiary in Ghana. So she was just trying to help you. That's all. Shiku is saying I should transfer my case. No, she's not. It was an idea. She's just giving you a suggestion, but you are too far along, okay, to do that. 6-6 is we plan to get married at the courthouse, then we're going to do a small ceremony with family, and a good answer for what's your wedding plan. That's a good answer. Do you have evidence to prove that? 6-6. You just told me that you're going to do a small ceremony at the courthouse. Can you prove it? Do you have an email to the courthouse asking for directions on how to have a wedding at the courthouse? And then the courthouse would send you an email back saying, this is the process. Do you have that email? You're going to have a small ceremony with family members. Do you have any letters from those family members stating they are looking forward to your upcoming wedding in the United States of America? Did any of those family members write a letter of affidavit saying that you have got a wedding planned? We don't know the day yet because you're waiting for the K1 to get approved. We sent the email, but no answer from the courthouse. Did you print the email that you sent to the courthouse? Do you have a copy of that email that you sent to the courthouse? Those are wedding plans. Francois, there's a need for translators, especially in the medical field. Okay, that's true. Kamal Mariati, I believe the U.S. Embassy in Morocco is different when it comes to get an interview. Every embassy runs a show the way they want to run it. Normally, when you complete the DS-160, after you get the welcome letter, you can select an interview date. Well, it depends on the embassy, and the ambassador runs the embassy. The State Department operates out of the 7th floor in a building in Washington, D.C. The head honcho of the State Department works on the 7th floor. The 7th floor of the State Department controls all the embassies around the world. And the President of the United States appoints ambassadors to each of those embassies. The ambassador then, who works for the State Department in Washington, who works for the President, then decides how to run his embassy. That's how it works. The RE Podcast. Is that a YouTube channel? The RE Podcast. Is that a YouTube channel? I don't know. Diego, this is Ross Lee from Miami. Ross Lee, what's up? What's going on, Ross Lee? 66. We sent the email from no answer from the courthouse. Did you print the email? I will print it tomorrow and add it to the proof. 66. You're on a roll there. Kamal Mariatti. However, that is not the case. After we got our letter and completed the DS-160, they said our application is in the queue and we should wait. Do you know how long the wait is? It's been 4 months. Well, it could be 4 to 6 months in Morocco. They are not the most proactive embassy in the world, okay? But I would send, you got to keep your NOA2 letter active. So send emails to the embassy every 2 weeks and check in and print those emails to show proof of communication with the embassy. 66, thank you. No problem. Ren S, I appreciate all those who help. And I wish success with everyone's K1 visa interview. Thanks, Ren S. T-Bone 1241. Do you need a wedding plan at the time of the interview? What? Yeah. What if they ask you, what do you have wedding plans? Well, yeah, I got wedding plans. What are they? When Karina went to her K1 visa interview in Bogota, Colombia, she had a stack of information on our wedding plans. Captain Bill was our wedding guy. On the beach, we were going to go to a restaurant for dinner. We didn't know which one yet. We went, and it ended up where we went there for lunch, not for dinner. We had all the emails between Captain Bill, our wedding guy, and myself, back and forth for a year. She had a stack of emails like this. She took him to the visa interview in Bogota. They didn't ask her if we had any wedding plans. They didn't ask her that question, but they could have. The embassy officer could have said, Karina, do you have wedding plans with Diego? Oh, yeah, we got wedding plans. What wedding plans do you have? Well, and then she would have gone into her bag, into her maleta, into her cartera. She would have taken out the wedding plan emails between me and Captain Bill and I put on. And she would have said, here's the wedding plans, and this is our wedding guy. And we're going to get married on the beach. And here's where here we are planning the wedding. But she didn't get asked the question, so it didn't come up. So she didn't use the information. But you got to have evidence. You got to prove whenever you talk to anybody in the embassy, if they ask you a question, you got to be able to back it up with evidence. Let me see here. The RE Podcast question. Melissa's friend got her here on a K1, has not gotten married yet, but has already applied for a Social Security card. That's fine. With that, she went to get a job without a work permit. She can't do that. You can't get a job without a work permit. You can't do that. That puts her out of status. Okay? Not unless the company didn't ask for her work permit. If the company said, we just need your Social Security number to start work, then that's all they ask for. Then that's on the company. But they do what's known as E-Verify. And in Florida, they do E-Verify. They're supposed to do E-Verify. And right now, that person is not verified, has not been approved by Homeland Security to work in the United States. So her E-Verify check will come back as not able to work. But that's none of my business. I'm just telling you how it works. So T-Bone, do we need a wedding plan at the interview? Yes. You got to have wedding plans for the visa interview. Francois, Diego, every letter that my 7 friends wrote for me states how much they're looking forward to our wedding. Good, huh? Fantastic. Francois. That's a Mountain Dew salute right there. Evidence, evidence, evidence. Just pretend you're in a court of law. Just pretend you are defending yourself in a court of law, And all the evidence that you have will show that you are innocent. Are you going to present it? Most definitely. What if you don't have any evidence that you are innocent, and the prosecution is attacking you and attacking you and attacking you, but you can't prove anything otherwise? The prosecution could win. But if you go into a court of law with all this evidence that you're innocent and you present it to the jury and to the judge, the charges will be dismissed and you're going to walk free. Same thing with a K-1 visa application. Evidence, evidence, evidence. If you can't prove anything, you ain't going to get the K-1. If you can prove it, if you got evidence of your relationship, that you're going to get married, that you love each other, that you've been together for a long time, that you've made trips to see each other, evidence will get you a K-1 visa. And you got to get married within 90 days. What happens if you don't get married within 90 days? What happens? You get deported. The RE podcast, the employer used E-Verify. Okay, so her social security number showed up. The employer said he used E-Verify, but without Homeland Security approving that person to work in the United States, E-Verify would have come back and said, she doesn't have a green card, she doesn't have a work permit, so, she's just lucky. Kamal Marietti, how do you send an email to the embassy? Through the Travel Docs portal? Yes, that's correct. Renes, you didn't have any family write me any letter stating that they are happy to stand or at my wedding or anything. Will that be an issue? No, it's no issue. Not everybody's family is going to go to a wedding. Okay? Some only people that show up for a wedding is family. Other people, only friends show up because they don't like their family. If you don't like your family, you ain't going to invite them to your wedding, right? It all depends on the situation. The RE podcast. Now she received a notification from the Department of Homeland Security regarding a mismatch. What's your view on what may happen next? Well, what I just said. The company did an E-Verify check on this person, and the person has not been given permission by Homeland Security to work in the United States. All they got was a social security number. A social security number doesn't give you permission to work in America. So when the company in Florida ran a E-Verify on this individual, Homeland Security got notified this person's working, and the mismatch is, well, Homeland Security hasn't given her permission. You can't work without a green card or a work document. If you do, and you get found out, that's a problem, and it creates what's known as a mismatch with Homeland Security records and E-Verify. What's my opinion? What's going to happen? She needs to quit her job. That's what she needs to do, because you can't work without a green card or EAD. You can't do it. I would say, I would tell her to quit her job, and then once Homeland Security, if they notify, if it comes in on the green card application as a mismatch problem, she can say, I didn't know. I'm sorry, I didn't realize. Okay, and I don't think anything bad. If she says, I didn't understand, I didn't know, I couldn't write a letter, if it comes to that, then she'll be okay. All right. I don't think they're going to penalize her, but she needs to explain that she didn't know. So yeah, I figured that the Department of Homeland Security would send a notification. Why are you working? You don't have permission. We didn't tell you could. We didn't give you permission to work. When she looks on her social security card, when she got her social security card, did she read on the front of it, work authorization by Department of Homeland Security only, or words to that effect? The social security card says on the front, you cannot work in America with this social security card. You have to wait for a work permit. Correct? That's what it means. So all you can do now is tell your friend to wait and see what the outcome is from Homeland Security. Renes, I did send pics on my wedding invitation, an email from marriage license, inquiry, and my wedding reception dinner menu. I remember you doing that, Ran S, and that's fantastic evidence right there. And you sent the wedding officiant list from the courthouse. Fantastic. 6.6, did they check every proof Karina took to the interview? They did before they talked to her. But when they talked to her, they just were, it's the 10 minutes. They don't, in 10 minutes, you can't do much. But when I scheduled the visa interview for her, that's when they had already scanned through all of the documents that we sent to the USCIS, which then went to the NVC, that went to the embassy in Bogota. Before the interview, they already reviewed all that stuff. All those albums of information, they already studied it. When she went to the visa interview, they don't have the time. They've already pretty much made up their mind, yes or no. And in Karina's case, it was, yeah, she got her visa approved. So they didn't have the time to look at everything over again, but they did before, probably during the day or the day before her visa was scheduled. So they didn't check everything, no, at the interview. They don't have time. Jay Baxter, about the wedding letters, do they just write it out and sign it, or is it required to be notarized? No, it's not required to be notarized. Not Jay Baxter, it's not required. Now remember, if you're writing letters of intent to get married and you're from Colombia or from Dominican Republic, you can write your letters of intent to get married and sign them in Spanish if you're the beneficiary, and you don't have to get them translated into English. But you do have to get documents translated into English for the green card. Okay, for the green card application, you got to get the birth certificate translated into English. But for the green card application, you don't have to write letters of intent to get married. Why not? Well, you already got married. When you file for the green card, you are providing a marriage certificate. So letters of intent to get married are not required. If you are from Colombia, like Karina, when Karina wrote her letter of intent to get married, she wrote it on her computer in Colombia. I got it translated into English. When she went to the visa interview, they took her letter of intent to get married, the second one, and they said, oh, thanks, but you didn't need to translate it. We can speak Spanish here perfectly well. Okay? And when she filed for her green card, letters of intent to get married were not required. They wanted to see the marriage certificate. Number one, right? Adriana Sarango Nunez. Hi, Diego and Karina. Hope you're doing amazing. We are. We had a good day today. I made a video about Thailand. Do you know how is USMC in Peru doing with the timeline to get an interview? They're doing pretty good within 8 weeks. In Chile, they're doing pretty good. They're moving through the process. It's not too bad. So you shouldn't have too long of a wait, Adriana, in beautiful Peru. Now I wanted to go to Peru with Karina. I wanted to go. That's where the Nazca lines are, right? Isn't it in Peru? The Nazca lines? The Nazca lines. I wanted to go to Peru and go check out the Nazca lines and fly over the Nazca lines. Where's the camera? I wanted to fly over the Nazca lines. But all of a sudden, her visa started moving pretty quick, so we didn't get the time. We didn't have the time. But one day in the future, I'll take Karina to Peru on vacation. And Machu Picchu, yeah. Now, here's the thing, Adriana, with Machu Picchu. Is that correct, Machu Picchu? I was having a hard time in Bogota, 10,300 feet above sea level. I was getting mountain sickness like crazy. And I wanted to go to Machu Picchu also, but I think the altitude is at what, 12,000 feet? 13,000 feet? I don't think my body could survive it. So unfortunately, I couldn't go to Machu Picchu, but I definitely want to take Karina and fly over the Nazca lines with her also in the future, in a few years from now. Peru's beautiful country. Man, it's so beautiful. It's a beautiful place. Did your brother live in Peru? No, her brother, no, he was in Chile. Okay. Let me see. Francois Livingston. ILA. What is IL? Francois, don't be speaking Moroccan to me, okay? I don't know what that means. What is ILA? Translate that. Jay Baxter, you don't have to notarize letters of intent to get married, okay? They didn't check every proof of Karina took to the interview 6-6, but I'm pretty sure they did before she had her interview the day before. They already pretty much approved her K1 before her interview. The interview is a formality, and it gives the consular officer also an opportunity to see for real if this is a real relationship or not. Face-to-face is the way to do it. And the RE podcast, Melissa's friend got here on a K1, got married, started work with her. And she went to work on a Social Security card without a work permit. Now she's getting. Now Homeland Security is crawling up her left leg. Don't do that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Do not start work with your Social Security number. You got to wait for your green card or your work authorization document. Adriana, Machu Picchu is like 2,300 meters above sea level, but I don't know that in feet. Okay, 2,300 meters is 2,300 meters, right? 2,300 meters is 6,900 feet. So I could probably handle that. It's minus, altitude minus. It's minus. I could do Machu Picchu. I could do that. 6,900 feet above sea level, I can do that. I can handle that. 6-6, what are the red flags? Well, in Florida, they fly a red flag on the beach because the waves are too high and it's dangerous to swim. So when you come to the United States, if you see a red flag on the beach, you cannot swim on the beach because it's dangerous. But for an immigration consular interview, what are red flags? Okay. You go to your K1 visa interview wearing an engagement ring, and the immigration officer thinks that it's a wedding ring. And then the immigration officer says, did you get married? No. Well, what's on your finger? Well, that's an engagement ring. Can you prove it's an engagement ring? Do you have a receipt from the jeweler that says it's an engagement ring? Don't do that. Don't wear your engagement ring to the visa interview. Okay, what if the immigration officer, the consular officer, asks the beneficiary, did you know that your sponsor was married in the past and he's divorced? And the beneficiary says, no, I didn't know that. That's news to me. Guess what? That's a red flag, because the beneficiary needs to know everything about the sponsor, every single detail. Okay? Everything. You must know everything about your beneficiary and everything about your sponsor. Okay? Very important. A red flag could be the consular officer asks the beneficiary, does your sponsor have any kids? And the beneficiary says, I don't know. I'm not sure. Boom, that's a red flag right there. If you, Mr. Sponsor, have kids, you gotta tell your beneficiary I got kids. All right? That's how it works. So Adriano, I can do Machu Picchu if it's 2,300 meters above sea level. Francois Livingston, oops, I must have done that by mistake. And I have no idea what language that is, Diego. Je suis is in French. Now that's I am, right? Je suis, isn't that I am? Je suis dessous. I am. Now dessous, I have no idea. I couldn't tell you what that is in French. But je suis, I think, is I am, right? Meaning I am sorry in French. Oh, okay. Adriana, hi Diego. If I already have a social security number, would it make it faster for my adjustment of status process? Well, yeah, pretty much, because it's less work for immigration. But make sure you put your social security number on your 485. I think it's on page 3. Let me see here. On your 485, when you fill out your 485, it's page 2. They ask you, do you have a social security number? Right? They ask you right here. If you know what it is, you put it right there. That means that Homeland Security doesn't have to contact Social Security Administration, which means it speeds up the process for you, right? Would it make it faster? A little bit. Absolutely. Adriana, What if I'm wearing my engagement ring in the photos of the evidence I submitted in my packet? Well, that's fine. As long as, did you put a letter? Adriana, did you write a letter saying these are engagement rings? Those, I mean, what kind, Adriana, what country? Which country? Remind me, is it Colombia? Remind me of the country, huh? Peru. It's Peru, right? At Peru. No, you should, in South America, Peru, right. I remember, in Peru, I don't think it's going to be an issue. South America, Central America, it's not a big issue. It's a problem in African countries, Southwest Asian countries, India, Pakistan, Indonesia, especially like Morocco. Those countries, it's highly scrutinized if they see those pictures. But in countries like Peru, Colombia, South America, Central America, if they see the pictures, they'll go, okay, that's an engagement ring. So you just relax. South America is totally different from East Africa, North Africa, Central Africa, and East Southwest Asia. Okay. In Morocco, they have engagement ceremonies that look like wedding ceremonies. In some countries, in order to get engaged to somebody, you have to pay a dowry. That's a huge problem. Somebody put in their K1 visa package that they paid a dowry, they received a dowry from their beneficiary. Immigration is going to go, what the heck? Did these guys get married? Because immigration thinks you got married. If you are watching this around the world, you guys are watching us in 160 countries. If somebody paid you a dowry, or if you received a dowry for the engagement, that does not come up in any way, shape, or form in your K1 visa application or at the K1 visa interview. It never happened. Okay? Do not include pictures of your cultural engagement ceremony in your K1 visa application. Don't do it. Don't do it. It looks like a wedding, especially in countries like Morocco, Southwest Asia, India, our beautiful friends in India. We love you guys in India, but I'm trying to protect you. I'm trying to help you, okay? Not get stuck at a visa interview. Peru, yeah, Adriana, I'm sorry. I got so many countries running through my head, okay? Francois, Livingston, good night till the next live chat. Have an awesome day tomorrow. And a gazillion thanks for all you do for all of us. We who are waiting and waiting and waiting. Francois, good night. Let me see. Jay Reese. Jay Baxter. Okay, thank you. Jay Reese. Hi, Diego and the lovely Karina. My K1 petition was approved after 4 months. And you have got, Jay Reese, you have got the world record. Now when you say it's headed to the Department of State, what that means is it's going to the MVC in New Hampshire. Jay Reese, you get a Mountain Dew salute. You have got the world record for getting your K1 visa approved. The world record. Jay Reese, thank you for all the great advice. Jay Baxter, you mentioned you made the Thailand video today. Have you already posted it? It's public, or just finished creating it? It's public. I'll have to watch it after the live stream. Yeah, Jay Baxter. I made a video for Thailand. Adriana Sarango Nunes. Thank you, Diego and Karina. No problem, Adriana, in beautiful Peru. And I think if you say, actually, Machu Picchu is at 2,430 meters, so 2,430 is 7,290 feet. I can go there. I can't go above 10,000 feet. Bogota, Colombia, I was at 10,300 feet. It was killing me every day. But I was there 2.5 years. I don't know how I did it. But Karina, why did I do it? Because Karina was there and I love her to death. I wasn't going to be away from her. So she was my nurse. She nursemaided me through my sick days. Francois J. Baxter, it's already been posted. Francois, thanks for that notice. Adriana, thank you for the information about Machu Picchu. I'm going to take Karina there. We're going to England. We're going to go back to Colombia. We're going to go to Peru. I like the Nazca lines, and there's some other countries I want to visit. I want to go to Iraq, but I can't. I can't go there. I'd love to see the Garden of Eden. I would love to see all the historical petroglyphs. But it is what it is, right? Jay, all right, cool, thanks. Jay Baxter. Well, Tigre. I'll call you Tigre. Tigre. I like Tigre. That's a cool name, Tigre. Man, Tigre. Tiger Shark, Tigre. My mom got approved at the National Visa Center January 19th, 2023. When is her interview in Ethiopia, Addis Ababa? Well, if you're bringing your mom over, that's going to be an I-130 family petition. So the NVC is going to probably be the one to schedule the appointment. Give them about, it should take about 3 months. You're close. You should be getting an appointment anytime. January 19th, probably next month. Chris and Emil, I think we made a mistake. We forgot to state that it is an engagement ring since it was in the packet K1 visa. If they ask about it, how can we correct the information? Get a letter from the jewelry store saying it's an engagement ring and have them sign it. Jai Reese, man, look at that super sticker. OP. Jai Reese gets a Mountain Dew salute for a super sticker. I'm figuring out the difference between a super chat and a super sticker. I couldn't figure it out, but I'm getting there. Okay, there's the camera. Jai Reese, Mountain Dew salute for that super. Is it super chat or super sticker? Okay, Karina says it's both. Jay Baxter, I made the video on Thailand. It's public. And Tigre, your mom should hear from the embassy probably this month or next month. Chris and Emma, get a letter stating that this is a engagement ring from the jewelry store where you purchased the ring, which was what I did. When I purchased Karina's engagement ring, I had the jeweler write, "This is an engagement ring" all over it. Denise Jefferson is in the house. Now Denise is going to get a super Mountain Dew salute because she'd been disappeared for a little bit. But Denise has been very busy. She says, "Hello, Diego and Karina. I am here with my husband, Kenneth. We're married now." So you're in Utah. You got married in Utah, right? And you brought Kenneth to the United States from Nigeria, right? Woohoo! Denise, double salute. So you got married, and now we need advice for adjustment of status. Well, now this is the easy part, Denise. You've already gone through the hard part. Now I'm going to help you with the easy part. Also, what made you decide to apply for the EAD when you considered it a waste of money? Okay, Denise, let me answer your question. I applied for Karina. I filled out the work permit for Karina because it was free. It cost me $0. No money. $0. April 1st, immigration said they're going to start charging for work permits, $260. But we applied for Karina's green card February 29th when the work permit was free. Didn't cost me a penny. Why did we apply for the work permit? Only for one reason. When she gets her work permit, she can go back to the Social Security Administration downtown and update her status in the United States to a legal permanent resident with a work permit, not with a green card, which means that she will get a new Social Security card with her married name on it. Well, here's the process that I recommend you guys do. You get to the United States, you get married, you go down to the Social Security office, and you get your Social Security number. It takes about 10 days to get it from Maryland, Baltimore, Maryland. They will mail it to you. Then you put your Social Security number on page 2 of your 485 when you apply for the green card. Then, right now, in my opinion, is I wouldn't apply for a work permit now because it's a waste of money. A work permit is a temporary document that lets you work in America while you're waiting for your green card. When we applied, it was free. Now it costs $265. if we were doing this thing over right now, if we were doing the green card application right now, we would not apply for the work permit. We would just wait for the green card. $265 is going to go to Karina's TJ Maxx fund. It's not going to go to immigration, okay? Or it's you know, we're not going to give it to the USCIS. But when we applied, it was free. So Karina can go down to Social Security and update her Social Security card from her maiden name to my last name, and they will send her a new card. They said they will do it with a work permit. That's the only reason we did it. Right now, I wouldn't do it. It's a waste of money. Francois, I was about to log off and saw Denise just came on. Yeah, Denise Jefferson got married. She gets, where's the camera? Denise Jefferson. She's in Utah. I'm going to take Karina to Utah. Okay. She wants to visit Utah, Colorado, Arizona, Nevada. We're going to probably maybe just venture into California for maybe a weekend, but that's about it. I mean, unless I triple my life insurance to go into California right now. And Jairus, thank you for that super sticker. And Francois is telling Denise congratulations and best wishes. Chris and Emma, okay, I'll tell her to do that. There you go. Bud Garcia, who was asking what the cost for the medical in Thailand? It's 5,600 to 6,900 Thai baht. What's that in dollars, man? Jairus, super sticker. Super sticker. Thank you, Jairus, for the super sticker. I love it. It's like a hippopotamus, right? Mm-hmm. With a bird. Is that a bird? I don't know. Jay Baxter, I was thank you, Bud. Denise is talking to Francois. Thank you, Francois. Hold on tight. Good advice. Hold on tight. When things get moving, the process moves very fast. That's what Ferris Bueller said in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Life moves pretty fast. Denise Jefferson, man, look at that super chat from Denise. Man, Karina's going to be in Hardy's big breakfast for the rest of the month. And Mountain Dew for us. Denise, thank you. Now we're so happy for you. And Denise is right. Things move pretty fast when you get to that point. Like Ferris Bueller said in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, life moves pretty fast. Jay Baxter, my fiance is in Thailand near Chiang Mai. My dad lives in Chiang Mai. So I'm gathering all the information we'll need. That's good. My dad lives in Chiang Mai. He's 84 years old. He still works. He takes Sundays off, I think. No, he works. He doesn't work. He takes Mondays off. He works 6 days a week. He doesn't work on Monday. That's his day off. He's 84. He's married. He's been married for 26 years. My mom died. He moved to Thailand. He married a lady from Thailand. And the rest is history. He didn't come back. Let me see. Denise Jefferson, got it? Yeah, you understand, right? It didn't cost me a penny for the work permit. It was free. Now it's $265. Forget about it. I'm not. If we were applying for the green card right now, we wouldn't apply for the work permit. It's a waste of money because a work permit's going to come in, and then our green card's going to come in. Got it. My fiance is anxious to get to work, but you believe that it may not actually speed up the process. No, don't waste your money. Just tell your fiance, okay, tell him from me, to learn where he lives, learn the new city he lives in, learn the city, learn about being in America, and wait till his green card comes in, and then he can go to work on his green card. Don't waste your money, Denise. Please don't waste your money on a work permit. Put that $265, go out and have a steak dinner with your new husband. It doesn't speed up the process, Denise. If I can save you the money, I'm going to save it for you right here on this channel. Francois, Denise, I'm so happy you came on tonight. Super happy for you and your husband. I'm hanging on tight, and big thanks to Diego and Karina's support. Saw me through a bump on my journey. Francois, your bump's over with. Now you're just waiting on your NOA too. And then Denise Jefferson, has been real busy, Denise is muy ocupada. You know, she just got married. You know, so it's like double, triple, maybe so busy. Fazak, congratulations, Denise, and your new husband. Wishing you a great life together. Exactly, is what I'm saying. Chris and Emil, she said we stated in the letter that it was engaged. There you go. You got to put it in writing and sign it. It was supported that it was a dinner date. There you go. I forgot it was in third paragraph of the things that we did. Then you're covered. You're good. Jay Baxter, hey, bud, that 5,600 to 6,900 baht, was it for only the medical exam or both medical and the shots? That's a good question. Bud, not a problem. Bud Garcia, not a problem. Jay Baxter, it is about 151 to 186 bucks US just for the medical exam. Okay. Adriana Sarango Nunez, holding on tight here. Hold on there in Peru, Adriana. After getting an RFE, we'll just gotta stay patient and strong. Adriana, hang in there. An RFE isn't a denial. It's actually not a real big deal. An RFE means that immigration touched your K1 visa package. They looked at it. They said, hey, this is good. This information is great. We want to approve this. We really want to approve this K1 visa package, but we're missing something. We need this or we need that. So immigration is giving you an opportunity to provide that information, not to deny you, but to approve you. If you submit the information that they asked for, like Francois did, boom, you get it. But it just slows up the process a little bit. Jay Baxter, okay, she says she already had her shots, everything except the COVID. Okay, it's mandatory to have the COVID vaccination for the green card application. It's mandatory right now. Now that could change in January if we get a new president, because the president of the United States is the person saying the COVID shot is mandatory for a green card. And then he tells the State Department and they tell the embassies and the embassies tell whatever. Okay, the immigration folks, USCIS. Denise Jefferson, do you believe that an unpaid internship is against the rules? He is already getting offers. No, it's not against the rules. An internship, as long as he doesn't get paid, as long as it's free, well, that's what an internship is, right? An internship is something that's free. You don't file a tax return with a internship. It's experience. That's what it is. You're giving a company your knowledge to gain experience. You don't get a tax return. You don't get a W-2. You don't get a 1099. So it's an internship is not a problem. Adriana, thank you for your words, Diego. No problem, Adriana. And you don't have much time left in Peru. Go check out things in Peru that you want to do. Because when you get to America, you're going to be here. You're not going to go back to Peru probably for a long time. Francois Livingston, an RFE gives your blood pressure a high spike. That's all, Diego. Don't let it. An RFE means immigration touched your green card. Here's your K1 visa. Immigration touched it. And they said, we want to approve this. We really want to approve this K1. It's such a good K1. But you're missing something here. Please send it to us so we can get you approved. That's what it is. Julian, ALO, hello, Mr. and Mrs. Ross. How are you? I have already my marriage certificate. Whoa, okay, Julian. You got your marriage certificate. I want to fill out the adjustment of status. It is a must to fill out Form 765, or can I just file 485 and 864? 765 is optional, and I don't recommend it. It's a waste of money. Immigration don't like me saying that because they're losing money. Every time somebody watches the channel and I say, don't waste your money on a 765, immigration loses 265 bucks. Don't waste your money. Just apply for the green card. The mandatory forms are the 485 and the 864. Those are mandatory. Plus the 693 is mandatory for the medical exam. Make sure you submit your medical exam. If you don't have it, you got to redo it, including the vaccinations, ALO. Julian, listen to me. You got to have you got to have the 864, the 485. Don't forget the 693. That must be included in your green card application. Bud Garcia, I will find out the cost next month. I can let you know. Just Baxter, Adriana, Sarango, Nunez, Francois, I agree. Jay Baxter, thanks, man. We're still a ways out on ours. We're waiting on our NOA 2. You're almost there. Bud Garcia, congratulations, Denise Jefferson. And Denise Jefferson, Diego, is adjustment of status speeding up as well. Yeah. If you put together a strong green card application, Denise, if you help your husband put together a strong green card application, you should get the green card within 4 to 5 months. Now, immigration is saying 12 months, 11 months. It's not. If it is if you put together a real pitiful green card package, but if you put together a strong green card application, you'll get it within 4 to 5 months. Okay, so your husband gets to hang out with you for 4 to 5 months and try to figure out what he wants to do. Denise, Diego, can you list the forms for adjustment of status to include the medical? Mandatory forms, 485, 864, affidavit of support, 693, medical exam and vaccinations. Those three must be in the green card application. Those are mandatory. The work permit is optional, irrelevant, not required. The I-130 is not required. Don't need an I-130. You don't need the work permit, the 765. You don't need it. Okay. Mandatory documents, 485, 864, 693. Those must be in there. What else is required for adjustment of status? The I-94, the arrival and departure form, a copy of the K-1 visa, plus the parole stamp in the passport, if you have one. The marriage certificate must be in there. Wedding pictures must be in there. Okay, you got to put wedding pictures in there. Even if it was at a courthouse, it's all good. Get your husband on all the utility bills, the title to your car, the deed to your house. Show proof that he's on your house, that you live together. Okay, put him on the electric bill, the water bill, the gas bill, the trash bill. And wait a month for the bills to come in. So you want to submit the green card application in about 2 months. You want to have at least 6 weeks or 8 weeks to put together to collect all these documents. Put him on your bank account. Have a joint bank account. Get him a library card. Get him a Sam's Club card. Okay. Get him a debit card, a credit card, joint ownership on the bank, and show it. You got to prove all this. You got to prove all this. If you can prove all that in evidence on paperwork, you'll get the green card like that. 4 months. If you put together a strong application with lots of pictures from when you started dating, when did you started to date, pictures from Nigeria, pictures of your trip, pictures in America, going back to when you started, include it in your green card application. Julian ALO, Francois Livingston, Adriana, tune to this channel if you can, because there's always good info and a great support channel for us who have hit a bump. On the K1 Visa Road, Francois, you're over the bumps. They got rid of all the bumps in the road. Now you're on a smooth path now. I get up at 3:30 a.m. for work. Maybe I'll make a point to tuning into the live stream chat. Francois, get some sleep. Julian, I got the vaccination in Nairobi, Kenya, and they gave me the results. It's like a certificate saying all the vaccinations I got. So I'll also file the form 693 that I didn't know. Well, I'm glad you watched the channel, because now you know. You gotta find a doctor. Where did you go? Julian, where are you at? You're in where? You're in Idaho? I'm trying to remember which part of America did you come to? Are you in Idaho? I think it is. You got to find a civil surgeon approved by the State Department to repeat your medical exam and recertify your vaccination documents and redo the 693. Include that in your green card application, and you will not get an RFE. In Iowa, You're in Des Moines, Iowa. Okay, so go into the Googly, and Google civil surgeon, green card, doctor, Des Moines, Iowa. Boom, there's going to be names are going to show up. Find somebody approved by the State Department, call them up and say, I want to make an appointment to have a medical exam for my green card application. Then you go into your medical exam with the doctor in America. He will sign the 693, or she, recertify your vaccinations, put it in a sealed envelope and give it to you, and seal the back for USCIS only, and you put it in your green card application. There are so many people who are not doing this, who are getting RFEs. Oh, I got an RFE. I didn't include my medical exam. I had my medical exam in Colombia. Okay, where is it? You got to prove it. Helena Richardson, come on, guys, give Diego some likes. He's doing a good job. Helena, you get a Mountain Dew salute. I appreciate it. Now, remember, guys, you never, ever will ever hear me ask you to subscribe or like this channel because it's your channel. You're never going to hear me say that. Okay? Don't you get sick and tired of watching YouTube channels? Don't you watch a YouTube channel, and the first thing they say is, welcome to my channel. Me. Really? And then they say, like my channel, subscribe to my channel. Me. I can't stand it. I cannot stand it. This is your channel. It belongs to you. And the information I provide to you is totally free. And you don't have to spend money on an immigration attorney. I'm not an immigration attorney. I don't work for the government or USCIS. I don't give you any legal advice. Zero. But I got 9 years of experience wading through the mud puddles doing this. I've pulled all the knives out of my body from immigration, okay? And I'm giving you the info for free to save you from the headaches. Okay, if you watch the channel, I'm going to save you a lot of headaches and a lot of money. That's the goal. That's the goal, okay? I will never say subscribe. I won't do it. And my brother, he started a YouTube channel, which is good, bless his heart. I helped him a little bit. And the first thing he said, the first thing I told him was, don't be a panhandler, all right? If your videos are good, if the content is good, people are going to like the stuff. If it's not, if you put together a crappy YouTube channel, who the heck's going to want to subscribe to it anyway, right? Anyway, enough on that. Denise Jefferson, thanks, Diego. 4 months seems like a lifetime. No, it's not. It goes by like that, Denise. But we will try to be patient. Just thought the EAD might come even a month sooner. What if it comes a month sooner? So you're going to spend $265 to save a month? Come on, Denise. Denise, come on. Put the money somewhere else. Put it somewhere else. Francois, patience. That's right, Francois, patience. Francois Livingston, Denise, 4 months is nothing compared to the many months you waited for the K1. Karina waited 22 months to get here, guys, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. 22 months, right? That's a long time. Well, guess what? She's sitting right here. Patience is, be patient. Denise, patience is a virtue. Francois Livingston, patience is a virtue. She's right. Denise is talking to Bud. Thank you, Bud. This process is overwhelming, but worth the wait. It's overwhelming, yeah. But you gotta try to be calm and know that you qualify for the benefit. You're going to get through this, okay? The people that should be worried are those people that are trying to commit immigration fraud, or people that don't qualify for the benefit. They don't make enough money. Their income's not sufficient, so they don't get a joint sponsor. If your income isn't there, if it's not sufficient, it's okay, guys. Get you a joint sponsor. Find somebody to help you. Just, it's how it is. Qualify. If you don't qualify for the benefit, if you don't quite make enough money, wait till you make enough money. Wait. Find a different job where you do make the money. Okay? I'm going to pep you through this. I'm pulling you guys over the finish line. One at a time. One at a time. I'm pulling you guys over the finish line. Denise, Carlos Taylor, you folks are awesome. You guys are awesome. Okay, you guys, Without you, if you didn't watch, we wouldn't have a channel, right? It wouldn't be worth it if you did. But we're here to help you. Helena Richardson, thanks, Diego. Smile. Smile for you, Helena. Julian ALO, please, Diego, what can I write on Google for medical exam? I didn't hear that part very well. Okay, this is what you do. You write this. You Google. I'm writing it for you. Okay, now I don't have my glasses on, okay? Francois, what are you doing? Another super chat from Francois. Francois. Thank you, Francois. You don't have to do that. But I'm helping Julian ALO now. You got to Google green card, medical exam. Let's see, doctor. I'm not being rude. I'm just typing for in Des Moines. How do you spell Des Moines? Des Moines. How do you spell that? I can't even spell it. I'll let the computer fix it. Iowa. Okay. Google, Julian. Google green card, medical exam doctor, Des Moines, Iowa, and see what comes up. If you can't find a doctor, I'll find one for you. Julian, if you can't find one, I'll find one for you, okay? Let me see. Francois, thank you, Francois, again for that. Got you guys, I tell you. Brielle Alvarez, is there no longer a biometric fee for adjustment of status? Yeah, no, there still is. If submitting after April 1st. Yeah, you still got to pay for the biometrics. Okay, you have to write a check for $1,440, I believe, is the price. That includes the biometrics. And you make the check out to U.S. Department of Homeland Security. Do not put it on your credit card. You will, I've seen so many banks, powerful banks, strong banks, blocking the transaction because they don't recognize it. Write a check for your green card application. The biometrics fee is included in the $1,440, I believe is what it is. After April 1st, you got to pay for the biometrics. Hannah, hi Diego, the I-134 form for a declaration of financial support. We need the original or a copy to carry to the visa interview. The original I-134 must be signed by the sponsor in black ink and dated. You cannot send a scanned copy or a PDF copy. Francois, I know, but I hope you and Karina, how much I am grateful for your help and support recently. I will never forget it. Francois, soon you're going to get your NOA2 letter, and then we're going to be working on your green card application, right? That's what's going to be next. Denise Jefferson, Karina, you're looking pretty, muy hermosa. Florida suits you. Florida is beneficial para ti. Thanks for showing us how to trust the process. Gracias, tu confía en proceso. Yo estoy muy feliz y tú y Diego, nosotros.
Gracias.
Karina's my lifelong, what's the best word to say? Partner in crime, right? Yeah. Forever. I'm so happy. I couldn't find anybody like Karina if I tried, but I did. I didn't give up. You never give up. Karina didn't give up. Karina it wasn't easy being in Venezuela, guys, right? It wasn't easy. Karina went through a lot of mud puddles just like I did. And but now you can't be a victim. You can never be a victim, guys. If things don't work out, if things go wrong in your life, if things backfire, if things blow up in your face, you clear the dust, okay, and you don't look for blame, and you go forward and you keep living your life. Keep living your life and be happy. Okay? That's all I can say. Bad things happen to good people. It's how you respond to it that counts, right? It's how you respond to it. I'm glad I'm so glad. I mean, God is in control of this process, guys. I mean, God's hand is right here. I can't do it, but somewhere like that on us. Denise, Diego, supposedly we can do the biometrics right here in Utah. Did we just get lucky? No. Is it in Salt Lake City? I'm thinking it's going to be in Salt Lake City. You didn't get lucky. You just live in a big state with a small population. Utah is a big place, guys, but the population is small. Okay, so immigration, they only have so many places they can set up a biometrics or a USCIS office. Brielle Alvarez. Okay, so it's included because I do not see a separate fee anywhere. No. I'm also filing Form I-765 for $260. Why? Why are you doing that, Brielle? What a waste of money. Why? So you're going to spend $260. It's a separate check for the Declaration of Financial Support. Why would you do that? Why are you giving immigration $260? So you're going to get your work permit, and then a month and a half later or 2 months later, you're going to get your green card. So you think it's worth saving 2 months of time for $260? Use that money somewhere else and just wait for your green card. Just my opinion. Do I write 2 separate checks? Yeah, for the I-485. You write one check. You write one check for the biometrics and the green card. It's $1,440, I believe. And then you write another check for the work permit. But here's what I would do. I would save that $260 and use it for a big dinner out someplace with your husband or wife, depending on who's doing what. Greg Lamping, thanks for all the advice. How long is adjustment of status process? 4 to 5 months if you put together a strong green card application. Francois Livingston, Karina is your soulmate. Guys, you don't know. You don't know. Okay, Karina, I tell you, I'm so lucky. You know, she. That's all I can say. I'm lucky. Buena suerte. Okay, I'm very lucky. Brielle, your biometrics is included in the green card check. One check for the green card and the biometrics. Separate check for the work permit. But don't waste your money. Don't do it. Don't apply for it. You're gonna thank me. You're gonna say, "Oh, I'm glad I listened to Diego," because you're going to apply for the green card, and it's going to come in 4 months, 5 months, and if you apply for the work permit, you'll get it in 2 to 3 months. So you're going to get an extra. So you're going to have a work permit for what, a month before your green card comes in. You're going to kick yourself for spending that money. Let me see. Julian, ALO, Diego, it will cost like how much? For what? I can see here showing $300. Is it true? The green card application and the biometrics is $1,440 for one person. And then you pay $260 for the work permit if you want to do the work permit. But don't waste your money on it. If it's free, go ahead. So Karina, we got Karina's work permit getting processed. It will come in probably next month. And then 2 months after that, she's going to get her green card. What's the point? Brielle, okay, I'll do that. Thanks. Do I need to resubmit divorce decree for adjustment of status application? Yes, it was already submitted with the I-129F. When you submit your green card application, you remember, you're getting a whole new person looking at your the person that looked at your I-129F isn't the person who's looking at your green card. Where did your I-129F go? It went to Louisville, Texas, then it went to California or Texas or Nebraska or somewhere else like that, right? Those people work over there. Now your green card application is going to go either to Chicago or to Phoenix, Arizona. One of those two places. Those people don't work in California or Texas or Nebraska. So it's going to be a whole new person looking at your green card application. So when you submit your green card application, it's going to be just like you're submitting for your K-1 visa. You're going to repeat everything over, except you're going to use different forms and you're going to have a marriage certificate. You got it? Jose Apolinar Ramirez. Hi, Diego and Karina. My spouse just filed her I-45 today from New York City. Thank you for all your help. And a salute to Jose. Congratulations. JS, have you checked your status on your adjustment of status? How much time is it showing on yours? I never checked status. When I filed for Karina's K1 visa, I checked her status once a month, if that, because I know it's a long process. I checked on the 30th of every month, okay? But for the first 6 months, I didn't check at all because I knew it was going to take, 18 months or whatever it was back, 14 months back then. I don't check status, guys. I don't do that. It gives me a headache. Denise, how do we know where to send our application for adjustment of status? Okay, I will tell you, Denise, where to send it. You want me to tell you? Denise, I'm going to earn that super chat, okay? I'm going to earn the super chat. Are you still online? Denise, if you're still with us, let me know. And I will give you the address where to send your green card application. I'm standing by for Denise. The question is, how do we know where to send our application? I'm going to tell you. I'm going to write the address down for you. Right here. This is for Denise Jefferson, okay? Now, I recommend you send it by FedEx, UPS, or DHL. Do not send it postal. Do not send it postal service, okay? So, Denise, this is where you send your green card application, okay? I'm not being rude to you guys. I'm just writing the address down for Denise. Here she is. Okay, Denise, this is where you send it, okay? If you got a pen, this is gonna help. This is gonna earn the super chat for you today, for me, for your generosity, okay? This is where you're gonna send it. I'm not being rude, guys, but I'm giving this information to Denise so she knows where to send her green card application. Make sure I get this right here, because this is very important information. And this right here is where you send it. And I'm not being rude, guys. I'm just trying to figure out how to spell some of these words, because I'm not the greatest at spelling. I made it through English class. I don't know how, but I did. And 4850. Okay, Denise. That's where you're going to mail your green card application. Can you see that? USCIS attention box 20500-1820 East Sky Harbor Circle S Suite 100 Phoenix, Arizona 850-344850. Denise, that's where you're going to mail your green card application using FedEx, UPS, or DHL. Okay? That's the address for a courier service. Denise Jefferson, that's where you send it. Chris and Emil, $435 in Mississippi medical exam. I just looked it up. Good job, Chris and Emil. Brielle Alvarez, got it. No problem. Julian, no for the green card medical exam because I got my vaccination from Kenya. Julian ALO, listen to me again carefully. You must include in your green card application a medical exam and vaccination certification. In your green card application, you must get a civil surgeon in Des Moines, Iowa, to give you a medical exam for a green card. The doctor will sign off on your medical exam and your vaccinations. Mandatory, must be included in your green card application. Julian, listen to me. I got you to the United States, right? Somehow, without a passport. Right? How about that? That's a miracle in itself. Now listen to the rest of the advice I'm giving you. Adriana Sarango Nunez. I remember Diego doing the live stream alone in Florida or with Karina in Colombia. I was here for a year by myself. It sucked. So now watching you both together in the States makes me so happy. Adriana, muy feliz. Thank you, Adriana. I've been talking for 2 hours, for goodness sake, guys. Are you hungry?
No, thank you.
So, Oh, Karina, go. We got our cat's out running around in the garden somewhere, and Karina's going to go find Tokyo the cat, and I'm going to get ready to log off. We got to find the cat. Tokyo's out chasing other cats in the garden. Now, Tokyo is Colombian. Our cat's from Colombia. Okay? So I don't know if he can't speak English yet. So you got American cats talking to him in English. He doesn't understand. So Karina's going to go find Tokyo. Denise, you're welcome. Claire and Madsen vlogs. Good evening. We're filling out the I-134 now. My taxes are done, include a 1040, not a 1099. Well, 1099 is if you are self-employed. You need a 1040 and a W-2. If you're self-employed, it's a 1040 and a 1099. So if you work for somebody, you get a W-2, you get the 1040 and the W-2. Also, my monthly income changes each month. What is the best answer I can give? Give the estimate for the year. Denise Jefferson, thank you. Denise, no problem. Helena Richardson, I'm in Mississippi. Do I send it there also? You're in Mississippi? Mississippi, the great state of Mississippi. Helena wants to know where to send her green card application from Mississippi. Let's see. I'm going to tell you where to send it. You're going to send yours to Illinois. I'll write it down for you. Okay. Here we go. This is where you send your green card application if you live in Mississippi. You got a pen? This is by FedEx, UPS, or DHL. Okay. You send it here. USCIS. Attention. Now I'm not being rude. Not looking at the camera. Okay. Attention, AOS, adjustment status, box 4109, okay. Let me see here, 2500 Westfield. I don't know why it's going to Illinois, but this is where it goes. Elgin, and then I put a comma. I'm not being rude, guys. And then Illinois. 60124 7836. That is where, if you live in Mississippi, that's the address to send your green card application. Okay, via FedEx. It's box 4109, 2500 Westfield Drive. Okay, you got it. Helena, you got it. Denise, Diego, if we get selected for an interview, will it be here in Utah? Yes, it will be probably in Salt Lake City. Yes. Chris and Emil, give up, game over. His time is running. Oh, I'm good. His time is running out to be live. It was good information. I'll keep going for a little bit. Chris and Emil, Helena Richardson, I'm in Mississippi. I just wrote the address where to send your green card application if you live in Mississippi via FedEx. DHL, UPS. Hitchum, you said don't wear a ring in the interview in Algeria. Why is that? So they don't think you're married. By the way, you are a New York Knicks fan. Are you a New York Knicks fan? Let's go Knicks. No, I don't support any sports team. I never did. When I was in high school, when I was in college, when I was in the military, I never supported a team. Never once. The team I supported for the Super Bowl was the team that won because they were the best. That's the team. I don't support teams. Julian, where can I send my green card application, Diego, for Iowa? Okay. You send it to the same place for Mississippi, the address I just posted. Same place. If you live in Iowa, it goes to Elgin, Illinois. This address I just posted. Okay, great. Thanks for the info. I'm in Rankin County. And guess what? I'm going to log off now because great live stream, Diego, from Denise. We thank you all for your help and attention to us in the process. Denise gets the last word. Karina's looking for the cat. Hitchum, it's an engagement ring. Can you prove it? Do you have a receipt that says this is an engagement ring? Listen, Hitchum. You can do one of two things. You can listen to me and listen to my advice, or you don't have to. If you listen to me, okay, your chances of getting a K1 visa is like 99%. That's all I can say, guys. We'll see you on the next live stream. I don't even know what day it is today. What is it? Monday? I'll be back Wednesday. I'm out of here. I got to eat something. I got to help Karina find the cat. We'll see you guys on Wednesday.